Get up, you son of a bitch! Cause Pawn's drunk loves you.
Get ready to rumble! Yeah, baby, you already know this is Pawn's Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho, a.k.a. Café Bustelo, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving to all. Happy Thanksgiving to all. I know the marinating is starting. The marination of the turkey, the pork, the chicken. You know what I'm saying? The potato salad is coming out. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody did their shopping. The marination time. It's the marination time, just like in the sport of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, right now is the marination time. Oh, yeah, the announcement is going to come out real soon. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Teofimo Lopez, the two-division lineal champion. If it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, should be recognized as the two-division undisputed world champion, the first male in the four-belt era. If it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing. Shakur Stevenson, three-division world champion, super featherweight, unified the titles. Good fighter. Very good fighter. Representing USA in the Olympics. Teofimo Lopez, USA won the USA Olympic trial the same year. The only American amateur fighter in the history of boxing in 100+ years that won the USA Olympic trials and did not get picked. Ladies and gentlemen, both of these guys got a chip on their shoulders. Shakur Stevenson got a chip on his shoulder, was transparent out there in the Olympics, in which he felt he was robbed. Teofimo Lopez been having a chip on his shoulder ever since he was snubbed. That's the reason why he had to represent Honduras. Both of these guys go for legacy. Both of these guys got a chip on their shoulder. They want to be great. That's one thing. That's what I love about Teofimo Lopez. That's what I appreciate about Shakur Stevenson. Ladies and gentlemen, I told Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson in separate occasions, publicly and privately. You can see it in interviews. You can see the interview that I had with Shakur Stevenson as well, the last time we chopped it up, that when the smoke clears, it is going to be Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez was the guys in the amateurs, the most prestige amateurs, including with Gary Antoine Russell, that was beating Boots Ennis. It was Gary Antoine Russell, Tweezy, it was Shakur Stevenson, and it was Teofimo Lopez. Shout out to Clarissa Shields as well on the women's side of things. The difference between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, let me say it like this. Teofimo Lopez never had no hype around him. Teofimo Lopez didn't have Floyd Mayweather. Teofimo Lopez didn't have Andre Ward, no Terrence Crawford around him, nothing around him. It was just him and his dad. So to be on this level, compared to the Shakur Stevenson of the world, look, Shakur Stevenson, who he's sparring with? Bud Crawford, iron sharp as iron. Shout out to Bud Crawford, the three-division undisputed world champion, one of the greatest that ever laced him up, or probably the greatest fighter of this generation in North America. He's always around. Think about it. When Shakur Stevenson was eating broccoli, when Shakur Stevenson went out there to fight Edwin de los Santos. Shout out to Low Nose Boxing in the building. Shout out to the members. When Shakur Stevenson went out there to fight Edwin de los Santos, who's in the locker room? Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford, Andre Ward. When he was training leading up to the Williams Zepeda fight, who was there? Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward. Look at Devin the Dream Haney. Devin Haney, who just defeated Brian Oman Jr. One of the most manufactured fighter in the sport of boxing, in which I've been saying for a year and a half. But shout out to Devin the Dream Haney. Devin Haney brought up a Roy Jones Jr., Zab Judah, Floyd Mayweather Jim, Floyd Mayweather Sr., Roger Mayweather, Jeff Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather. Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo Lopez Sr. So if you really think, can you imagine, Randy was good in the building. Can you imagine Teofimo Lopez if he came up with Floyd Mayweather? Can you imagine Teofimo Lopez if he came up with Floyd Mayweather, came up with Roy Jones Jr., came up with all these fighters that these fighters came up with? That's where I look what Teofimo Lopez have gained, his knowledge, his technical side of things, his skill set. He ain't had nothing. He didn't have no hype. He didn't have no hype coming to the professional level. Teofimo Lopez was not plastered as the next Roberto Duran, the next Julio Cesar Chavez, the next Oscar de la Hoya, the next Salvador Sanchez. Nothing. Just Teofimo Lopez and his dad. Shakur Stevenson, he's the next Floyd. He's the next Leonard. He's the next this. Same thing as Devin Haney. He's the next Floyd. He's the next Leonard. He's the next Tom Gray. Teofimo. But let me tell you like this. There's a lot of misconceptions about Teofimo Lopez and the narrative. I've heard the breakdowns. I see the breakdowns. And today, like I did in the video earlier today or earlier yesterday, I'm going to strip the narrative butt naked, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to strip it apart. What's good, Cesar? Season in the building, season in the building. Con los 10 pesos de Super Chari Chari Pari que a comprar comida china. Me dice, hello, Punch. You are probably more connected than us. Is the fight for sure booked? If so, why haven't they announced it? Please explain. Teofimo Lopez got his side of the thing ready to go. Shakur Stevenson got his side of the deal ready to go. Both of these guys already committed. Both of these guys already working out. Both of these guys already in camp. But there's disclosure in which they cannot announce it. They cannot say anything. They have to say it. The people that's going to come up with the announcement has to say it. They have a disclosure. They can't really say when they can't say it. It's a waiting game. Hopefully, maybe this next week, because just look at the 8-week span, right? If the fight's going to be in January 31st, give it 8 or 7 weeks. Remember, we're not boxing doesn't promote like it used to, where they promote like 5 months, 6 months before. Especially when it was Bud and Canelo, that's a whole different type of money thing. There's a whole different type of network or a whole different type of promotion. The Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford, I heard, behind the scenes that they spend over $300 to $400 million in marketing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that. So now, because how technology works, social media works, and everything is instant, they once it's 7 weeks ago, 6-8 weeks ago, that's when they're gonna announce it. They're gonna go to the press conference and all that stuff. But yeah. The Barclays Center in Madison Square Garden is the venue. And look, there's still, you remember, this is a business. So there's more investors chipping in. There's a lot of things that go behind the scenes when it comes to the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? The money moves a whole different in terms of, into other sports. You know what I'm saying? The more they even wait, the more sponsors come in, the more investors come in, the more money, you know what I'm saying? But the fighters is ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's strip the narrative butt naked. Because I'm tired, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired of the same old narrative, and I'm tired of y'all being robots. I break it down on bossy, logically, and objectively. Yes, I got Teofimo Lopez, but y'all know for y'all know with experience in tuning into Punch Drunk Boxing that I keep it real, I keep it honest. I don't give a damn if I say, damn, yo, my man Teofimo Lopez, man, he the man, but damn, he ducked that fight with Devin the Dream Haney, man. He ducked the contract or whatever. He ducked the situation with Turkey Al Sheikh, but at the end of the day, he ain't ducked the fighter. He ducked the situation. He avoided the situation. He made the situation hotter than what it is. It was no comfortable of going out there in Saudi Arabia. That's the shit. Ain't no Devin Haney. Devin Haney ain't nobody putting fear on nobody around here. These guys know each other since they was kids. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the public perception. I get it. I'm a boxing content creator. I get it. I get the public perception. But forget about the perception. Let's talk about reality. Let's talk about facts. Let's talk about the facts of Shakur Stevenson and the facts of Teofimo Lopez. Let's go. Let's strip the narrative butt ass naked. Let's expose the narrative, because like I said in the video, I want the narrative to coexist with your pick. I don't give a damn who you pick. I got Teo. You got Shakur. Cool. I love Shakur Stevenson. I'm a fan of Shakur Stevenson as well. I believe that Shakur Stevenson beats everybody except Teofimo Lopez. I believe that Shakur Stevenson beat everybody at 135. I believe that Teofimo Lopez. I believe that Shakur Stevenson beat everybody at 135. I believe that Shakur Stevenson, well, either with him and Teo and Gary Antoine Russell, I believe that Shakur Stevenson beat everybody else at 140 except for Teofimo Lopez and probably Gary Antoine Russell. I believe that Shakur Stevenson goes to the 147-pound division. I believe he beats everybody in the 147-pound division. I believe he could beat Mario Barrios. I believe he beats Devin Haney. I believe Brian Norman Jr. But I believe that he beats Santiago. I believe whatever. I believe that he could beat everybody at 147. But when Teofimo Lopez is on, working on all cylinders, when his intellect and physical ability is coexisting at the highest level, ain't nobody beating Teo. Nobody. Nobody is better than Teo. Nobody has the layers like Teo. Nobody is greater than Teo. When Teo is working on all cylinders, when he's working at his peak, nobody at 135, nobody at 140, nobody at 147. He will compete probably at 154. Nobody. Ain't nobody could strategically, scientifically tell me that at Teofimo Lopez's highest level, nobody could fuck with him. Not in athleticism, not in speed and power, not in twitch muscle, not in IQ, not in nothing, not in reflex, not in nothing. Nobody fucks with Teofimo Lopez when Teofimo Lopez is coexisting at the highest level. When the intellect and physical ability is coexisting at the highest level, at his peak, nobody fucks with Teo. Your eyes seen it. Your experience seeing. You have witnessed Teofimo Lopez beat a pound-for-pound fighter at 135. You have witnessed Teofimo Lopez beat a pound-for-pound Josh Taylor. You have witnessed it. I ain't lying. You have witnessed it. It's the reason why he's a two-time lineal champion. He beat the man to be the man. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. We talking facts today. Keep your feelings to your mama. Keep your feelings to your baby mama. Keep those bitter feelings in family court. Today is about facts. Facts. I think that, Teo, he does trouble with boxers. Teo, he did that. Look at Jamaine Ortiz. Look at Sandor. They lost. Jamaine Ortiz lost. Sandor Martin lost. Those are the facts, okay? All right? Look, the color this is black. Okay, you see it? Look, my hat says M. You see? Those are the facts. This is yellow. Yellow, okay? You see it? This is a mic, okay? You're tuning into, these are facts. You see, these are headphones, okay? They're not ass phones. They're not phones for the testicles. These go to the ears. We're talking about facts today. Facts. Keep your feelings to yourself. Punch. FYI. Good looking out with the $5 super chat, mi hermano. Good looking out. Appreciate you. Says Max Kellerman at ESPN analyst. A huge Teo fan. Also, he's picking Teo also in the fight. Max said if Teo locked in, no one can beat him. They know that. Good looking out. I know. Ladies and gentlemen, look, if you want to mind fuck yourself, most of the people in the world do it. Social media has triggered your mind to mind F yourself. I understand. It's not about reality. It's about perception. You You know what I'm saying? Perception is the new reality. Anybody could come out here with pictures and be in the chat or be on Twitter and say whatever they want to say. I could say that you know what? That Mike Coppinger beats Rolly Romero. And I will argue it and be a troll. And guess what? I'll be like, you know what? Let's bet on it. That's the new thing now. When you breaking boxing down strategically and then somebody come on saying, well, let's bet on it. Anybody could bet, motherfucker. Do you know I got females that be betting on sports and tell me, yo, Punchy, what's good? Like, I got draft, I got the app. I want to bet on sports. You know what I'm saying? Who should I bet? That don't make you a genius. Oh, yo, so let's bet. That don't make you a genius. Betting is gambling. All right? It's gambling. There's so many people that bet on sport that don't know shit about the sport. But when I'm breaking shit down scientifically, technically wise, the sweet science, break it back down to me. Debunk that to me. That's what I want. Oh, baby, that's what I want. If I'm giving you my time and I'm breaking down boxing, you debunk me. How about that? Long Nose Boxing with a $5 super chat party game. And they say, Tio, like Floyd, has 2 careers. 135 the takeover, 140 is slick black boxer Gordo era. Shout out to Gordo. Everybody that's familiar with the channel know I don't shit on Shakur. I like Shakur. Shakur knows I respect Shakur. Tio knows I respect Shakur. Shakur knows I respect Tio. Shakur knows that Tio my guy. Everybody know that. But I still break it down unbiased, logically, objectively. You think that Teofimo Lopez agree with everything I be saying? No. You think that the Lopez family agree with everything I'm saying? No. They respect it. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I'm speaking real. I'm speaking facts, or I'm speaking logical. That's why I could have Shakur Stevenson on Punch Drunk Boxing. That's why I could have Teofimo Lopez on Punch Drunk Boxing. That's why I could have Keyshawn Davis on Punch Drunk Boxing. That's why I could have the Virgils and the Boots. I could have each side of the fence on Punch Drunk Boxing. Huh? That's why I could have Shakur and then have Kid Austin and then have Keyshawn Davis and then have Teofimo Lopez and then have this and then have that. I could make fights and say, hey, yo, Demis Andre, let's get David Benavidez. Okay, I'm speaking to Jose Benavidez and stuff like that. Hey, yo, get a Demis Andre fight a year before it transpired. These boxers know who's who. Shout out to Amanda Serrano. When I was probably the only one that said, Amanda Serrano, hey, yo, pull out from that fight. You shouldn't be fighting no damn mansion and with Katie Taylor as a co-main event to Povetkin and Dillian White, and everybody got mad. I said, no. Amanda Serrano was a queen, the 7th Division World Champion, one of the most decorated champions in the history of the sport of boxing, the Manny Pacquiao of women boxing. Got credentials up in this mother effer. It's funny. The reason that y'all got shit fucked up is that look like already home. He said Shakur about to take him to school. Already home says Taylor was faded. Now let me tell you like this. This is the problem. This is why you will be humbled again, folks. Because Tio is the fighter of this generation that has humbled the boxing world more than any other boxer. And you guys still have not learned. You are like that person in the Bible in Egypt. Was it in Egypt? Was it a Pharaoh? And God keeps showing him the miracles and God keeps showing him the way. And he goes back and doesn't believe it. And God delivers again. And no, he doesn't believe it. And God delivers again. And no, he doesn't believe it. You thought that Lomachenko was going to be Teofimo Lopez. You lost. You thought that Teofimo Lopez was going to beat Josh Taylor. You lost for the same reason you're coming out. Oh, but you got to understand, Punch about you. Look how you forward to me and Ortiz and say no more and hard. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Teofimo Lopez struggled with Nakatani. Man, I don't think that he could be Richard Comey. Go back to the ESPN. Go. It's YouTube it. Go to the ESPN and go tune into Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward after the Nakatani fight. Oh, no. If Teofimo Lopez got no chance to be Rich Comey, that's a 50-50 fight. That's a dangerous fight. Stay away from Vasily Lomachenko. Timothy Bradley told Teofimo Lopez to tell your father to stop talking about Vasily Lomachenko, that your father is leading you to murder. Words of Timothy Bradley. Your father, Tio, chill. Tell your father to chill. Your father is going to get you killed. That was the shit leading up to the Vasily Lomachenko fight. What he did to Richard Comey. Are you blind, folks? Do you want me to remind you what he did to a champion? Teofimo Lopez ain't pick up no fucking vacant title. Teofimo Lopez didn't pick up a vacant. Teofimo Lopez didn't get elevated like most of your favorite fighter has. Teofimo Lopez is probably the only young fighter of this young generation that has beat a champion, became a champion by beating a champion. No elevation, no vacant title, just scrubbling around and shit on the side of the street. Teofimo Lopez knocked out Richard Comey in the second round. While you guys was like, he fought Nakatani. I don't think that Teofimo Lopez all that. He proved you. That shit in the betting odds was almost like a 50-50 fight. And then we go to the Vasily Lomachenko fight. He's too green. He don't have the experience. Punch Drunk Boxing told you. I said, punch him. That Teofimo Lopez only got a puncher's chance. Tentaba and crack. Y'all all smoking pookies, bro. I said Teofimo Lopez gonna outbox Vasily Lomachenko. Fuck that nigga puncher's chance. He gonna outbox the motherfucking Matrix. I fucking said it. I said it. Amen. Con los 5 pesos, me dice. When is Tio versus Shakur going to be official? Will it be at Madison Square Garden? It's going to be at Madison Square Garden. They going to announce it. Be patient. They will announce it, E-Man. They will announce it. Tio's not going to do it. Shakur not going to do it. They have the disclosure. They would announce it. Don't worry, bro. The fight is here. We're talking about it, baby. Did y'all feel stupid? When Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko, they took the world by storm. Of course, the hiccup with George. I know why we're sitting here now. I know why we're sitting here. Code in the building was good. I know, because you can't get over the George Kambosos. You don't know which Teofimo Lopez is going to show up. You don't know which Teofimo Lopez is going to show up. How about you use your fucking noggin and intellect? You don't know what Teofimo Lopez is going to show up. He didn't prove to you. I know, okay. You don't want to believe in doctors. You don't want to believe in punch drunk boxing. You don't believe in insight. I'll let you know. I told you. I told you what was going on, but forget it. The narrative is, hey, worst night of his career. Worst night of his life. Okay. He bounced back. Go to the 140-pound division and be another pound-for-pound fighter. Undefeated. Undisputed. And played around with him. Outclassed him. Humbled you again. Because with the Sandor Martin fight, in the post-fight interview, he said, do I still got it? And when he questioned himself, you guys questioned him. And I said, hey, yo, Tio is going to whoop him. Tio is going to whoop him. Tio is going to whoop him. Punch, you crazy. Punch, the same shit I heard about leading to the Vasily Lomachenko. Punch, you don't know shit about boxing. Punch, you don't know shit about boxing. And then we lead, and once again, Teofimo Lopez humbles you again. Damn, the narrative is Teofimo Lopez fights to the level of his competition. Esto me está quillando, mi gente. Estoy quillado today. If Teofimo Lopez's #1 narrative is that Teofimo Lopez fight Mira, the blood is coming right now, ladies and gentlemen. The blood is rushing to my head. It's gonna come through my mouth right now. If Teofimo Lopez, y'all consistently say that Teofimo Lopez fights to the level of his competition, that Teofimo Lopez performed to the level of his competition, then tell me, what is Shakur Stevenson, ladies and gentlemen? Dime a mí, coño, que no entiendo la gente. Then tell me, what is Shakur Stevenson? Pound for pound, elite fighter, or he's a YMCA patented fitness, hitting the heavy bag, Tybo, Richardson, what do you call it? Richard Sherman type of dude, You tell me, what is Shakur Stevenson? But Teofimo Lopez fights to the level of his competition. So you tell me, what is Teofimo Lopez? Tell me who Teofimo Lopez is going to step in the ring with. Tell me. Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat tells me, who is Shakur Stevenson? Is he pound for pound? Is he a great fighter? Is he an elite fighter? Let me know right now. Tell me a yes or no in the chat. Please tell me right now. Tell me right now. Answer me. I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm not going to look at the chat. I'm not going to oppose no questions. Is Shakur Stevenson an elite fighter, pound for pound fighter? Yes or no? God damn it. Sorry, Theo. Tell me. Tourist says, yeah, Shakur is elite. Yeah. Jasmine says, yes, sir. Hey, look at that, Jasmine. What is it? A lot of people don't want to answer the question because I'm about to prove them that they don't believe in their own narrative. So if Teofimo Lopez proved to y'all that when the lights is bright, Teo shows up. What the fuck you mean you don't think that Teofimo Lopez is gonna show up versus Shakur Stevenson? Huh? So believe in your narrative. Oh, no, but you gotta understand, Punch. Shakur not Lomachenko. Shakur is not Josh Taylor. You moving the goalpost now. Teo is a top-ranked creation. And what is Shakur Stevenson? What is Shakur Stevenson already home? Today, don't troll me. I'm going to block you. Today, no troll. I'm talking boxing today. The funny shit is tomorrow and the next day. Troll me one more time already home and you get the fuck out of here. So if Teo was created by Top Rank, you answer me right now. Who created Shakur Stevenson? It better be the same answer you said about Teo or you're out of here. Already Holmes, answer the question. I want Already Holmes to answer this question before I keep going. I'm going to start blocking the fucking trolls around here. Tell me, who created, if Top Rank created Teo, who created Shakur Stevenson? No, I want Already Holmes to answer me. I'm giving you Already Holmes, I'm giving you 20 seconds and you blocked. For the rest, I don't want to never see you again. Answer me the question. 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you get the fuck out of here. Mentira. You're banned. We don't want liars here. Get the fuck out of here. Y fueras de aquí. Who wanna lie on my chat now? I don't want trolls today. No trolls today. No trolls today. Agree, disagree, but no trolls today. Keep the same energy. Nah, I'll do it, Coda. It's better when I do it too. On that one. No. We're gonna talk boxing. We talking boxing, right? Agree, disagree. Agree, disagree. But we gonna keep it how I say it, unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. I don't have to be right nor wrong. But let's speak logically, objectively. The narrative is that Teofimo Lopez fights to the level of his competition, performs to the level of his competition. If Shakur Stevenson is the high-level competition, you're going to see the best Teofimo Lopez. What people need to stop doing is analyze when you're breaking down Teo versus Shakur Stevenson, and I see this too many times. I'm seeing in the chat. I'm seeing it in other videos. I see it in other panels. I see it on Twitter, as known as Twitter, is that you're comparing the worst Teofimo Lopez versus the best Shakur Stevenson. And when you're going and when you're analyzing a fight, especially of this caliber, you're supposed to analyze this fight as the best Shakur Stevenson stepping inside the ring versus the best Teofimo Lopez. Not the worst Teofimo Lopez, but the George you're analyzing the worst Teofimo Lopez versus the best Shakur Stevenson. So your mind is gonna go with, of course, Shakur. I'm not saying you don't have to pick Shakur. Shakur is an exceptional talent. Shakur has the skills and talent to beat anybody. But break it down to me. Break it down to me the way I could break it down to you. Logically. We don't know how any fight is going to end up. Matter of fact, we don't even know how Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua going to end up. That's the beauty about the sport. That we could predict, we could do this. Hey, yo, man, we came from the era that Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. Ain't no genius that says, you know what? Buster Douglas got better skills than Mike Tyson. I believe that Buster Douglas is gonna, knock out Mike Tyson, because I'm a genius and I know it all. Punch. Who should the winner of Teo versus Shakur face next? Is there a bigger match out there? To be honest, I believe this is the biggest win of this generation. Of their generation, I don't believe there is no other big win than Teo beating Shakur beating Teo. Even if Devin Haney fights Ryan Garcia and Devin beats Ryan, or Ryan beats Devin again, we already seen that. I still don't think that's the biggest win. This win, Teo beating Shakur, or Shakur beating Teo, is the biggest win of this generation. Kyler Green said, flat-footed fighter has always been trash. That's what I mean, folks. I'm going to say it again. Today, if you about I am about intellect today. I'm about intellect. I'm about boxing energy, intellect energy. You come here and troll, you're going to be blocked for today. I like to think that I sacrifice my time, especially today. When I'm geared, we can have fun. When I'm geared to talk about boxing, talk to me about boxing. If you're here to troll and act like you've never seen boxing again, you're out of here. I don't care. I'll lose one subscriber, I will gain another one. Because at the end of the day, people are going to be geared to truth. People are going to be geared to authenticity. Put you on timeout, Kyler Greens. Behave yourself when you come to Punch Run Boxing. Kyler Greens, you go finish cooking your collard greens right now. I'll put you on timeout like a little bitch. Stand in the fucking corner right now. You stand in the corner. Who's going to stand in the corner with him? You punished. Who's going to stand in the corner? Good looking now. Good looking now with the $5 super chats. My thoughts. Should the winner move to 147, stay at 140? Depending on the opponent. I believe if Teofimo Lopez beats Shakur, to be honest, just for a fun fight in June, because if they're going to be fighting in January, and Matias is going to be fighting in January as well. If Matias beat Smith. I got Matias beating Smith. And ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I may have an interview with Subriel Matias probably next week. You know, when all this stuff, I spoke to the team and they want to chop it up with Punch Drunk Boxing. So stay tuned probably next week or whenever the official announcement comes out that everything is all cleared and stuff like that for him to fight January 10th. But yeah, man, that's gonna be my next interview. Probably gonna be Subriel Matias. Now, if Subriel Matias beats Smith and Tio beats Shakur, I would like Teofimo Lopez just to stay for that fight and fight in Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York City versus Subriel Matias in Madison Square Garden. I think that would be huge, and that would be a unification bout. And then after that, I'm not sure if Tio and Gary Antoine Russell will fight. I mean, they never really kept that same energy in which they really want to fight each other. They know each other and stuff like that. They came up together. You know, shout out and God rest his soul to Gary Russell Sr. Teofimo Lopez was brought up with the Russells as well. I'm not sure if they're going to fight. You know, they really don't have that energy towards each other. And I think that Tio will move to 147, and I think he'll still be the WBO champion. He could petition to fight a Devin Haney and get that situation fixed. You know, I think Tio going to 147. I'll be even, you know, will be because Ryan is there, Rolly is there, Devin is there. You know, I think that Teofimo Lopez could dabble. I think he have a lot of options. These guys have a lot of options. It's like Devin Haney right now. He got a lot of options. You know, Conor Ben want to go back to 147. The Ryan Garcia beats Mario Barrios. The Mario Barrios. You know, the Tios. There's some options there. There's options for all these guys. And to be honest, put it this way. If Gervonta Davis ever wakes up and wants to be in the mix, he's automatically in the mix. Richardson Hitchens, another New York fight right there. Richardson Hitchens and Teofimo Lopez. Great fight right there. But let's go with let's strip the narrative butt naked. Let's strip the narrative butt naked. Nobody have said this but me because people are scared to say it, or I don't know what's the reason. I understand that Teofimo Lopez may have said things and while promoting a fight and trying to entice a fight, they got people, you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't like Teofimo Lopez. I know that there's unwarranted hate and I know there's warranted dislike. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I'm not dumb. I know there's some real hate for Tio, and then there's some warranted. There's certain things that Tio moved and said things in a way that really has made it hard for certain people that even used to be his fan to be his fan. I understand that. But when it comes to technical side of things, when it comes to the in-ring, right? It's almost like Clarissa Shields. A lot of people don't like Clarissa Shields, but we ain't dissing her when it comes to once it comes to what she does in that ring, we ain't dissing on Clarissa Shields. No, that's untouchable right there. Ain't no devalue, disrespect on Clarissa Shields in that ring. Now, outside of the ring, there's a whole different type of layers to like and dislike. Almost the same thing on Teofimo Lopez. I understand it. I got you, Code. I got you. Let me cook. I'll probably send the link in and let me cook this. Let me get this long intro in. Pause. Damn, Paul. Anyway, so Shakur Stevenson, best night. What is Shakur Stevenson best night? What is Shakur Stevenson best performance? Anybody in the chat? What is Shakur Stevenson? Is it William Cepeda? Is it Oscar Valdez? Is it Jamel Herring? Is it Yoshino? Is it Consocial? What is Shakur Stevenson? Mimi said his last. Cepeda. What is Shakur Stevenson best performance? He said the electrician. Jamel Herring. Well, I put a poll. I put a poll yesterday. So far, it reads, give me a second. So far, take this thing out of the way. What is Shakur Stevenson's best performance? Right now, William Cepeda leads 51.6%. Valdez, 29%. Hearing, 16.1%. And Cansocial, 3.2%. Many believe that William Cepeda is his best. Cepeda was impressive, Coda says. Valdez was good too. Think about this, folks. And this is what I'm talking about. Analyze this. I want everybody, whatever, pick whoever you want to pick, but just for yourself. For yourself, make your pick make sense. Make your narrative coexist with your pick. Make what you believe and what you have seen and what you have experienced. Shakur Stevenson has given us enough to know his skill set, to know who he fought. Same thing for Teofimo Lopez. At the age of 28, Shakur Stevenson is 28. Teofimo Lopez is 28 as well. Most people have Shakur Stevenson best performance. William Cepeda. Who's William Cepeda, ladies and gentlemen? If I ask y'all what's Teofimo Lopez's best performance, you know it doesn't even, it's in a whole stratosphere of a William Cepeda. Right? Am I right? Let's break it down. Let's be real. Let's be real. If William Cepeda is Shakur Stevenson's best, most impressive performance, William Cepeda, compared to Teofimo Lopez, pound for pound, at the time of Vasily Lomachenko, pound for pound, at the same as Josh Taylor, undisputed Josh Taylor. And Shakur Stevenson compared to Teo, best performance is none other than William Cepeda. Now you know what levels we're talking about. I'm laying down the line for y'all. I am giving y'all, I just want you to think. Put your hate that you have for Teo to the side. Put those emotions, bottle it up, and put it away. Shakur Stevenson's best performance was William Cepeda compared to Teo, Vasily Lomachenko, and Josh Taylor. Now we're dealing with levels right now. Right? If William Cepeda is his best win, best performance, then how did he win? How did he look? And this is why I keep on saying, you guys analyze Teo and Shakur Stevenson way differently. Your standard of Teo is here. You don't want to admit it, but your standard and expectations of Shakur Stevenson is here. What you need to do, and this is what people are doing, you need to devalue Teofimo Lopez to make it even in terms of what they have accomplished, their resume, and things of that nature. You will have to say that Josh Taylor is nothing, is faded, is whatever. Oh, but Vasily Lomachenko was this. But Barbosa's this. But the way that he performed versus Sandor Martin that retired, Mikey Garcia, and the way that he beat Jamaine Ortiz, and the way you have to devalue everything that Teofimo Lopez has done to match it to Shakur Stevenson. Because you cannot bring William Cepeda. William Cepeda is the peak of Shakur Stevenson. You can't say nothing else. So you strategically, the fans, and I'm not saying you, the people that's looking on right now, when I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking in general. People are devaluing everything that Teofimo Lopez has done to bring this expectations. They don't want to keep it real. Those who say that don't want to keep it real. This is why I have the Tom and Jerry. Do I think this fight is going to be like Tom and Jerry? No. I just put that picture up because that's the narrative. The narrative is that Teofimo Lopez doesn't do good with boxers. That Teofimo Lopez, they bring up Jamaine Ortiz. They bring up Sandor Martin. The fact is that Jamaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin lost. If you were, look at the title of the live. Teofimo beats runners, so predicting Shakur will fight like Ortiz and Martin versus Teo leads to a dead end. You are pushing Shakur Stevenson to a dead end. Because logically speaking, if you're going to have a blueprint of how to beat Teofimo Lopez gets shamed with George Kambosos. Logically, you will say, man, Shakur Stevenson needs to do what George Kambosos did to get the victory versus Teofimo Lopez. Because saying that, well, Shakur could fight like Ortiz and Shakur could fight like Martin, they didn't get the nod. They didn't get the nod. They didn't win. That's like you saying, oh shit, you need to do this, you need to do this. Why? Why do I need to do what the losers did? I want to do what the winner did. I need to replicate what the winner did. Does that make sense? Teo and Devin should thank Loma for elevating them. He's the best name on both of their resumes. Speaks to Loma's greatness. Just a thought. Good looking out with the $5 super chat, my brother. Yeah, got to give a lot of credit to the thing. But the thing is, when Lomachenko was regarded around the world, even Roy Jones Jr. said it, pound for pound, #1 fighter in the world. When Teo fought Lomachenko was pound for pound, not 2, not 3, not 4. He was #1. That's why Floyd Mayweather was mad, because he came out and speaking that Bud Crawford is the best pound for pound, because they was mad. And then remember, he threw the race thing into it. That, oh, it's because he's light-skinned, it's because he's white, that they got Loma #1. When Teo fought Loma, Loma was the best in the world by pundits. And don't tell me, oh, yo, but pound for pound is just subjective. No. Everybody look at the Ring Magazine pound for pound, and everybody talk about it. You could dislike it or like it, but the people in the panel are the same people that put these fighters into the Hall of Fame. So you got to take it into consideration. I hate that the Ring Magazine doesn't have Teofimo Lopez and Canelo Alvarez. I don't like it. But at the end of the day, I don't have the power to pen to put these fighters into the Hall of Fame. I didn't like it that they didn't have Jamel Charlo before he became undisputed. I believe they snubbed him. I had Stephen Fulton in the pound for pound list leading up to the Uwe fight. I had to take Estrada out because of inactivity, but they had Estrada still. So then you got to give credit to Bam Rodriguez by being Estrada. You understand? You know why, Jazz? You know why? Because they have to devalue Teofimo Lopez to match it with Shakur, because legacy-wise, it's two different stratosphere. You understand, Jazz? Shakur's best performance is Cepeda. They're comparing a Cepeda to what Teofimo Lopez has done. They want to forget or to devalue what Teofimo Lopez has done to make this. Oh, Shakur Stevens is going to be Shakur Stevens is going to be okay. He has the skills and talent to beat anybody, right? But they're looking at Teofimo Lopez worse to Shakur Stevenson's best performance. They say that Shakur Stevenson got better defense. And I said, not even. Ladies and gentlemen, the numbers speak for itself. Look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers. William Cepeda in Shakur Stevenson's best performance. William Cepeda landed 272 shots, nearly 300 punches landed on Shakur. This is the guy that everybody says got the best defense in the whole of boxing. William Cepeda's best performance, I'm talking about Shakur Stevenson's best performance, have Shakur Stevenson getting hit almost 300 times, 272 times. So when Shakur Stevenson take risks, wow, what a performance by Shakur Stevenson. What a performance. Wow, Shakur. Ladies and gentlemen, first, it's William Cepeda. Second, go look at Shakur Stevenson versus William Cepeda and go look at Teofimo Lopez versus Steve Claggett. The same way that basically almost the same approach, staying on the ropes, almost the same way that Teofimo Lopez was fighting Steve Claggett was the same way that Shakur Stevenson was fighting William Cepeda. But we view Teo and Shakur differently. People don't want to recognize it. People don't want to admit it. The standard for Shakur Stevenson fought like Teofimo Lopez, the way Teofimo Lopez fought Steve Claggett. And for y'all, Shakur Stevenson is best performance. For Teo, mediocrity. Oh my God, man, come on, Teo. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on. You know why? Because you know and I know. You know and I know that Teofimo Lopez got a bigger bag. Teofimo Lopez, expectations. Hold on. Teofimo Lopez, expectations are different. You don't expect Shakur to hurt somebody. You don't expect Shakur to knock out somebody. Shakur is limited. And Teofimo Lopez is unlimited. So the criticism of Teo is going to be greater than Shakur because you expect Teofimo Lopez to be explosive, speed and power, knocking out his opponent, looking flashy, looking electric, looking like outside of the world because he already spoiled you by beating these pound-for-pound fighters at the time. Your expectations of Teofimo Lopez is so high. You don't have that same expectation for Shakur Stevenson. That's why Shakur Stevenson's best performance in a lot of people's eyes is Cepeda. Teofimo Lopez's best performance was Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. I want you guys to understand, if you're picking Shakur Stevenson, pick him. But please express it to me in a logical way why you believe he could beat Teofimo Lopez. How he's going to beat Teofimo Lopez? Is Shakur going to fight like Jamaine Ortiz? Well, he's going to lose. Is he going to fight like Sandor Martin? Well, he's going to lose because Jamaine Ortiz lost and Sandor Martin lost. Is he going to fight like Kambosos? No, he's not. Okay, so tell me, how is he going to fight? Ladies and gentlemen, look at the numbers. On Teofimo Lopez's worst night, on Teofimo Lopez's worst night, he don't get hit as much as Shakur Stevenson's best night. I'm preaching today, damn it. On Teofimo Lopez's worst night, the worst you ever seen Teo, he still don't get hit like Shakur Stevenson on his best night. Numbers don't lie, right? That's what people told me. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Kambosos landed 182 punches, 24%. Teofimo Lopez landed 178 punches, 31%. Look at the power punches of Teofimo Lopez, 115, 40%. Look at the jab he landed, 61%, right? People say, oh my God, he got the beat the fuck out of him. On his worst night and on Shakur Stevenson's best night, check the numbers out. I ain't lying. Shakur Stevenson got hit almost 100 times more than Teofimo Lopez got hit by George Kambosos. Boxing Talk said, this is the easy fight for Teo. I do feel like Hitchens, Gary, and definitely Haney are much tougher fights. I feel like Teo's taking the easy way out with this fight. Been looking at film, see some things. Hey, yo, Boxing Talk. If you follow me on Twitter, good looking out, man. Appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you, my brother. Boxing Talk. Dios te bendiga. I put some clips on Twitter, on X formerly known as Twitter, so people can understand. I have to slow it down for the people. I have to slow it down to see, so y'all can see how good of a counterpuncher, defensive fighter, stay in the pocket defense that Teofimo Lopez. He's not gonna run. He's not running from nobody. He's not playing it safe. This is defense at its finest. George Foreman cross arm, shoulder roll, catch and shoot. Yo, I don't think that people understand. People don't understand Boxing Talk. They don't understand Boxing Talk. They don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand. I'm telling you, I'm warning y'all right now. Bet against Teofimo Lopez and lose y'all money. Bet against Teofimo Lopez confers Shakur Stevenson. Go ahead. Go ahead. He's the underdog. I love it. I love it. This is, hey, I'm gonna say it like this. The worst thing that they could have done. The worst thing they could have done. Money Mark. My fault. Let me see. Money Mark. I'm sorry, my brother. I got you. Money Mark in the building with the $5 super chat. My fault. I didn't see him. The thing is, when I'm putting the pictures up, I get out of the chat. So there's certain things I can't see. My fault. Salute punch. I don't forget Tio just shut out a guy who was 32-0 and almost twice his size in Barbosa. That was very impressive win. It was. Everybody thought that was going to be the toughest fight. That Barbosa was a tougher opponent than what Devin Haney had and what Ryan Garcia had out there in Times Square. And look how Teofimo Lopez made it look. They don't understand, Money Mark. I don't know why people are really desperately trying to mind F themselves, man. I don't know. Because I could understand if Teofimo Lopez never beaten if Teofimo Lopez would have picked up a vacant title, never would have knocked out Richard Comey, never would have beaten Vasily Lomachenko at the time he beat Vasily Lomachenko, never would have beaten Josh Taylor at the time that he beat Josh Taylor, I would be okay. He will be in the same position as Boots. Tio will be in the same position as Boots. Like, oh my God, he's flashy, he's all of this and all of that, but damn, we still don't know we still don't know how great he can be. But Tio is the first one of this generation to show y'all. Why y'all trying to mind F yourself and not believing in Tio? Why people see the skills and talent, the speed and power, all the attributes. Why are y'all trying to mind F yourself? Why? I mean, I give all the credit to Shakur, but when it comes to comparison to Tio in terms of accomplishment, in terms of resume and who he beat, and I understand that not all the time, just because you got a better resume that you beat this opponent, but we're talking about these guys. That's the only way we could break it down. These people be breaking it down wishful thinking. You wish that Shakur Stevenson fights like Jamaine Ortiz, but on steroids. Like Sandor Martin on steroids. Like y'all expecting Shakur Stevenson to fight like Sandor Martin 2.0. No, you got to analyze how Shakur Stevenson fight. Because at the end of the day, that's a blueprint of losing. Think about it. Hey, yo, Shakur, fight like Jamaine Ortiz and you're going to beat Teofimo Lopez. No, you're going to lose. And the reason why I put the Tom and Jerry comparison is that Teofimo Lopez have truly mind-effed a lot of people in the way they look at things. Yo, Teofimo Lopez hate brings out their hypocrisy in people. Everybody talks about they don't want to see Tom and Jerry. But you want Shakur Stevenson to fight like Jerry. You want you hate Tom and Jerry. You crucify Shakur. You crucify Haney. Yet you crucify Tio for being the aggressor versus Jamaine Ortiz. I thought you guys hate runners. I thought you guys don't want to see runners. But you want to see Shakur Stevenson fight like Jamaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin. So you bitched about Shakur Stevenson running versus Eddie De Los Santos, and you bitched about Devin the Dream Haney running from Jose Ramirez. We filed petitions. We was congratulating. We was praising Turkey Al Sheikh when Turkey Al Sheikh said, I don't want to see no Tom and Jerry, motherfuckers. I don't want to see Tom and Jerry, all right? No money for you, Devin. No money for you, Shakur. No Tom and Jerry around here, all right, motherfuckers? Teofimo Lopez had to chase Jamaine Ortiz all over the place. And you guys get mad at Teo for being the aggressor. Y'all ain't get mad at Eddie De Los Santos. Y'all ain't get mad at Jose Ramirez. Y'all got mad at Devin Haney. Y'all got mad at Shakur. But y'all got mad at Teofimo Lopez by chasing these guys. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's how much I hate Teofimo Lopez. That when Teofimo Lopez is not fighting, y'all hate runners. And when Teofimo Lopez is fighting a runner, y'all appreciate the runner. Boxing talk. That's why it's a hypocrisy. Y'all want Tom and Jerry. Y'all want Tom and Jerry. Y'all ready for Tom and Jerry. Huh? That's why I have to put the Tom and Jerry. But at the end of the day, Teofimo Lopez beats Jerry. Teofimo Lopez beats Jerry's. So go ahead. Yeah, Shakur. Hey, yo, Shakur. Fight like Jamaine Ortiz. You're going to lose. Fight like Sandor Martin. You're going to lose again. Best way, fight like George Kambosos and give yourself a chance. Hey, yo, Shakur. I would tell Shakur, fight like George Kambosos to give himself a chance. I see why Teo wanted Ennis apart from power is an easier fight for Teo than Haney. Respect Shakur for taking the fight because I don't know what he sees. This is a bad style for Shakur. Perfect for Teo. They don't understand boxing talk. They don't understand that Teofimo Lopez never lost to a southpaw. Teofimo Lopez loved fighting southpaws. He was groomed to fight southpaws, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reason why his best wins are versus southpaws. It's right there in your faces. Y'all have witnessed it. It's just funny to me the way people analyze it. You really want these guys. I'm telling you, Teofimo Lopez flourish fighting southpaws. If Shakur is coming to win, if he comes to win, not to survive, if he comes to win, it's going to be easier for Teofimo Lopez to win. If he does with Jamaine Ortiz, it's going to make it hard for Teofimo Lopez to score points, but still Teofimo Lopez wins. That's the way that I see it. Shakur is going to have to take risks and have to sit there and take some and be there to counter some shots to beat a Teofimo Lopez. How would you split that fight? 60-40 Teo. 55-45. But 60-40 is good. 60-40. I got Teofimo Lopez, and it goes to the decision. I got him winning 116, 112, 115, 113 is good as well. I respect Shakur to the fullest, too. I respect Shakur to the fullest as well. They be like, hey, yo, but Josh Taylor ain't Shakur Stevenson. Well, Shakur in the professional level never fought anything like a Teo. Could I say the same thing? In the professional level, Shakur ain't never seen nothing like a Teo. Teo seen a Loma, though. Teo saw a Loma, though. Teo saw a Josh Taylor, though. Remember, Shakur Stevenson's best win is William Cepeda. William Cepeda ain't no goddamn Teofimo Lopez. Oscar Valdez is not no Teofimo Lopez. Consulciao ain't no Teofimo Lopez. Yoshino ain't no Teofimo Lopez. Ladies and gentlemen, all I ask for y'all to do, truthfully, do y'all film study. Slow it down. Slow it down. If you're going to analyze, yes, analyze the Jamaine Ortiz, analyze the Sandor Martin. Yeah, analyze why Sandor Martin didn't win, what he should have done more. I spoke to Jamaine Ortiz. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what he told me, because I don't sugarcoat anything. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll break. Hold on. This is what I told Jamaine Ortiz to his face, because I don't sugarcoat nothing around nobody. That's why I'm punch on boxing. Either you F with me or you don't. Give me a sec. I got shot right here.
Ortiz. 35 no more. 147, yeah. 140 then 147. All right, man. So how you been, man? Last outing, great outing, last outing, man. How you feel moving forward? Who you fight next? I feel great, man.
Hold on, they playing music. I don't want to get flat home.
Play your Dominican versus Dominican right there. You gotta take it. How you feel about look? I am a little bit upset with you because I feel like I never saw you fight not as how you say, like, you always fought aggressive at the amateurs. You always fought aggressive with Jamil Herring, with Lomachenko. I believe that was like a draw. Could have gone either way. I was there at Madison Square Garden. With Teofimo Lopez, I'm like, I didn't feel like you took it from him. What do you feel about that performance? What you learned about that performance?
That's why I'm gonna do a rematch. Make sure I take it to them. You know, they didn't like the first performance. Make sure they don't forget about the second one.
Yeah, all right. So, what do you learn from that experience? Because that was your first world title shot. So, what do you learn about that experience?
Oh man, the championship rounds. You know, as I watch more boxing, a lot of these champions sometimes they give away the first half of the fight.
Yeah.
You know, in the sense of when I say give away, it's not that they lose every round, but the intensity is not so high.
Well, when he was talking about, he should have took it to him. That's what he said. What could you have done different? What could you have done different? He said, I could have done different. I should have took it to him. So if y'all want Shakur to fight like Jamaine Ortiz, well, Jamaine Ortiz going to tell you what he should have done to get the nod. I should have took it to him. Is Shakur Stevenson going to take it? Is it going to take it to him versus Teofimo Lopez? That's what Shakur Stevenson is going to need to do. What has Ortiz done differently? I should have took it to him. Next time they're going to remember the last performance if he gets a rematch. So if you want Shakur to fight like Jamaine Ortiz, you want Shakur to lose. If Shakur has a chance to beat Teofimo Lopez, he got to do that and take it to him. And when Shakur takes it to him, what do you think Teofimo Lopez going to do, ladies and gentlemen? He's going to fall in the hands of Teofimo Lopez's strength, counterpunching. And that's what I mean. Sandor Martin and Jamaine Ortiz lost because they didn't take it to Teo. Shit, George Kambosos at least took it to Teo. At least George Kambosos, but y'all don't want to say George Kambosos. Y'all don't want to say Shakur Stevenson should do what George Kambosos did. You know why? Because you know that fight was a fluke. You wouldn't predict in a rematch that George Kambosos beats Teo. So y'all never want to mention that Shakur Stevenson actually do what George Kambosos did. Take it to Teo. If you want a chance to beat Teo, take it to him if you want a chance. But if you're going to run like Jamaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin, you're going to lose. Boxing talk. Don't count out Lopez hurting and stopping Kerr late. Lopez could be in stoppage territory. If you can't match Teo's feet and keep him at distance, it's a bad look. And Teo don't got to worry about Kerr power. Godspeed. Talk to them. Good looking out, Boxing Talk. Que Dios te bendiga. I appreciate you. You already know. Godspeed say, yo, Barbosa and Taylor got more power until ate some punches. Took those shots. He's not scared of taking shots either. But when shit gets real heavy on Shakur Stevenson, like Edo de los Santos, we saw how Shakur Stevenson responds. He don't respond like Teo. He responds by he did run. Those are the facts. That's something that we saw. You understand? Let's predict the shit that we see. Let's stop predicting shit that we never seen. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Let's not analyze certain things that we're not going to pick everything right. Hey, I thought that Canelo Alvarez was going to beat Terence Crawford. I got it wrong. But I could only predict it in a logical way. There's going to be some people that be like, I told you, but no, I couldn't pick Bud after moving up to 154, fighting the way that he fought versus Madrimal, and say, oh, he's going to go to 168 and beat Canelo Alvarez. It doesn't make logical sense. Yes, he did something great. But me analyzing it, you couldn't analyze it. That's wishful thinking. That's gambling. Okay, the ones that gamble, they got it right with Crawford. But logically, you wouldn't, because you wouldn't tell any fighter to do that. Because becoming a 3-division undisputed world champion never happened in the history of the sport of boxing. So the pick was abnormal. Nobody thought that Bud Crawford could that's going to stand in the middle of the ring and trade shots with Canelo Alvarez. And by the end of the fight, we'll be saying that Bud Crawford got a better chin than Canelo Alvarez. Not even Bud Crawford's fans would have said that. So we never know what truly is going to happen. I'm only breaking it down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. I'm only breaking it down what Shakur have shown us and what Teofimo Lopez shown us thus far. I'm going to analyze Shakur versus Teofimo Lopez, the best Shakur Stevenson stepping inside that ring, and the best Teofimo Lopez stepping inside that ring. I am not going to analyze this fight, the best Shakur Stevenson versus the worst Teofimo Lopez, or the best Teofimo Lopez and the worst Shakur Stevenson. I'm not going to analyze Teofimo Lopez fighting the Edo de los Santos Shakur Stevenson. I'm not gonna analyze the Lomachenko Josh Taylor Teofimo Lopez versus the Nakatilia Edo de los Santos Shakur Stevenson. I'm going to the best Shakurs, right? Shakur at William Cepeda, Oscar Valdez, the Consocial, the Lomachenko, the Taylor, the Barbosa, and understanding that they're 28 years old, heading in their prime, and they're elevating their game. Both of these guys are gym rats. So I know Teofimo Lopez. Y'all never seen Teofimo Lopez out of shape. Y'all never seen Teofimo Lopez without an 8-pack. Never. So Teo stays in the gym. Matter of fact, I believe, how much you want to bet? I could bet my life right now that Teofimo Lopez is in the gym right now, and I don't even have to. I don't even have to know he's in the gym right now. He's a gym rat. He sleeps in the gym. I don't even think that Teofimo Lopez have an apartment or a house. I think he lives in the gym. Norman Jr. should have taught y'all a lesson about underestimating your opponent power. That's what people thought. I said, why will people pick Brian Norman Jr. to beat Devin the Dream Haney? What the fuck this guy done? He's But people didn't want to listen. But yo, I'm going to send the link. Let me know who want to chop it up right quick. I'm going to send the link. Give me a second. For a while. I'm going to take a drive. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hold on. Give me a second. Yo, let me know if y'all hear me. Boxing Talk says, I like Kerr, but the predictable with the offense and defense, don't be surprised if Teo start clowning Kerr. I won't be surprised about that. You already know. Start clowning Kerr. Look like a blow up, lightweight Mikey versus Spence. Ooh. Well, I don't think that Teofimo Lopez is that stationary like a Earl Spence, but I understand. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence threw like 900 punches versus Mikey Garcia. And I don't know if Mikey, because Mikey Garcia stood there with Earl Spence. I don't think that he could stand there with I don't think he's gonna stand there trading shots with Teofimo Lopez. Good look out. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Let me know if y'all hear me. Let me know if y'all hear me, y'all. Hold on, hold on. Anybody that got Kerr, explain how. Yeah, yeah, explain it how. That's why I send the link. I want to know why. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good. I respect Kerr. It's like I told y'all before. It's like I said. I told Shakur Stevenson in the interview that I had. Yeah, go check out the interview. That's one of my best interviews as well. And I told Teofimo Lopez. I've told Teofimo Lopez for years. I said his legacy fight. His legacy. I don't believe anymore because you know national superstar was Tank versus Tio, right? But I said when the smoke clears, it's gonna be Shakur versus Tio, and Tio will prevail. That's always been my stuff. I've been keeping the same energy for years. I've told Tio that. I've told his father that. I told Shakur that. Yo, Lono's boxing in the building. What's good, man?
Yo, man, God bless, man. Happy holidays and all that. You know what I mean? We're the minority, man. We are the minority. It's about time. It's about time I see a positive Teofimo Lopez video because all I've been seeing is a lot of Debo Brick Hands Haney videos, and he deserves it. He deserves it because he's a captain of generation right now at the moment. He deserves it. But we need some Tio videos, and a lot of people are counting this man out. And I'm going to be one of the most annoying people besides yourself on YouTube when Tio beats Shakur Stevenson 116, 112, or stops him with a right hand to the solar plexus. The man is not posted right now, and I'm glad. He should not be attending boxing fights right now. He needs to be in the lab the way Clubber Lang was when he was training for Rocky Balboa. That's it. And he put a tweet up saying out of service. He's training right now. He got the whole Bud Tenders, the whole Bud Buddies ganging up against him. Shakur's sparring with Keyshawn. He's sparring with Andre Ward. He's sparring with Bud Crawford. He'll better be sparring with some
That
good
ain't gonna
people.
help him.
It's not gonna
That
help
ain't.
him
Look,
because
look, I'm a, no, no. Let me rephrase it. No, because I do respect Shakur Stevenson to the fullest, and everybody that been following the channel understands that, and he knows it as well. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I feel like Shakur could beat anybody but Tio. For me, well, I said it today also. If he goes to 140, the only two guys that I don't think that he could beat is Tio and Gary Antoine Russell.
I kind of agree
Now,
with that.
now, I don't think that Subriel Matias could match anything in terms of skill set with Shakur. But if I see that William Cepeda could land 272 shots If he plays the same game versus a Subriel Matias, then even a Subriel Matias will be a Shakur Stevenson. If he approaches that fight like he did with William Cepeda, Subriel Matias will put damage on Shakur. If
I
he
agree.
does play that. If he doesn't and plays it, moving around and stuff like that, then and fight like a Liam Paru, then yeah, he'll be a Subriel Matias. But he can't play that game like he did with William Cepeda.
No, he won't do that because Shakur knew that William Cepeda wasn't really a puncher like that, even though he had stoppages. He knew he didn't respect his power like that. That's why he did what he did. If Shakur were to fight Subriel or somebody like that, he's not gonna fight that way. That's not his style. And I gotta disagree with you. I agree with you, but I also disagree with you. I watched the Tio fight with Claggett the other day, and I watched the Shakur fight with Cepeda. I don't care about copybacks. I know what I saw. Tio got touched up more in the face than Shakur did. And he also did a lot of excessive moving that he did not have to do. But he also threw a lot more punches than Shakur did. But he did get hit more than Shakur did. Even though Claggett was a
Which one are you
bigger
talking
guy than
about?
Cepeda.
You-
Tio
Oh,
versus
okay.
Claggett and Shakur
Claggett?
versus
Okay.
Cepeda. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care what the
Yeah.
combat numbers saw. I saw Tio get hit more than Shakur, but Claggett was also applying more pressure. He was bigger, but Cepeda has a better pedigree. He's more skilled in terms of his resume than Steve Claggett. But Shakur looked more better than Tio did because Shakur was just laying back, catching and shooting. Some shots he was getting hit with. Tio was doing a lot of jumping around, unnecessary jumping around stuff that I didn't like. That if he does that also with Super Matias, he'll get stopped by the fact that his face will fall apart. But if he boxes Super the way that he fought Barbosa in the middle of the ring, slick black boxer, Gordo style, he whitewashes him. But that's neither here nor
But
there.
yeah, but oh, go ahead, my fault. Keep
No,
going.
no, I was gonna say Tio to beat Shakur is gonna have to do something that I haven't seen anybody do with Shakur. I was listening to TBV,
But that's
right?
all.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like even what it, okay. I believe that Teofimo Lopez could do something that nobody done to Shakur. I don't think that Shakur fought anything of the caliber, anybody in the caliber of Teofimo Lopez. Not close to the elite level, not even close to athleticism. Like he didn't never fought anything like it. Now I'm not gonna say that he hasn't fought guys that are good amateurs when they was amateurs. Like Cansocial was a prestige amateur. You know what I'm saying? I remember when it was Cansocial, Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson, and Felix Verdejo, and they was on the come of Felix Verdejo and Cansocial outside of the country. You know what I'm saying? I like that performance as well. But also, let's not forget that he did come overweight. That's why he got stripped. So just like they have abstract on what you call it on Tank versus Ryan because of the weight, well, Shakur Stevenson came overweight versus Cansocial. So I think that's the reason why they don't give him massive credit for that performance. But I don't think that Shakur. It doesn't matter how many guys that you sparred, bro. It doesn't matter. Teofimo
Doesn't matter.
Lopez with 8-ounce glove and headgear is a whole different type of ball game.
Look at Canelo. Canelo was sparring with Bruce Ennis.
Yeah.
Canelo arguably had the better camp. He had the better sparring partners. He had those Cuban killers. And at the end of the day, we see what happened. You feel me? Now with Tio, I believe Tio is working on something different that Shakur hasn't seen before. Cause damn, people coming in right now, right when I'm cooking. Ness on the boxing voice was talking about how he don't want Devin to fight Xander Zayas or Jack Catterall because he said, "Oh, those are guys that Devin's gonna have to come forward. Those guys can box, they can move around. I'd rather see Devin fight. Give me 1 second. I'd rather
Yeah,
see
yeah.
Devin fight somebody that's gonna come at him, right?" And my mentality, that's cherry picking. Because Tio, out of all of those guys, and besides Tank, because Tank fought a mover before, he's the only one that fought guys that go there to move around. You know what I'm saying? We never seen those guys fight movers. So we don't know if they even know how to cut the ring off. So my thing is that Tio should go in there and mix up aggression with counter punching and try moving off the back foot. If he lands first, let Shakur come to him and I'll box him. Let him run into shots. Because if he's going to come forward and get the thing with Tio is if he comes forward and he gets frustrated, things don't go his way, it's going to be a long night. But if things start working out well for him, he gets in his confidence and his groove, it's over for Shakur.
Yo, even guy like a James Toney, who is known for being one of the best defensive fighter of his time is picking Teofimo Lopez to beat Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? Just for the people that feel like if I'm not credible in picking it of my picks, James Toney got Teofimo Lopez beating a Shakur Stevenson, and James Toney have high respect for a defensive fighter because he was one of the best defensive fighter, or probably the best at the time when he was fighting a Roy Jones Jr. This is why I do see this fight going like Roy Jones Jr. versus James Toney. I believe that they're both on the same level, but they're not equal in terms of both of these guys are highly skillful in terms of that level, but in term but they're not equal. Like we're the same, we're not equal type of shit.
Yeah.
Um, that that
I
that
would.
that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, I think that Teofimo Lopez just have explosive athleticism, the twitch muscle, and all of that. That I think that Teofimo Lopez skill set and natural ability is going to overwhelm Shakur when the lights are bright. You
Yeah.
know, these both of these guys do fight with a chip on their shoulder. Both of these guys do fight with a chip on their shoulder. These guys do put added pressure on themselves, and that's why people look at the mental side of things. That's why people like to go back to the video and the interview when he's crying. They go back to Teofimo Lopez in post fight interview. These guys, because both of these guys truly want to be great. They truly want to be the greatest. You know,
Theo's more creative too. He's more
more
creative.
creative.
He's more creative with things that he does. You know, he mixes up his attack differently. He don't always throw the punches the same way. He has different forms of defense, and I don't see it exactly like Roy and James Toney because they are different. Like Roy Jones, all due respect, Roy Jones was even more athletic than Tio, as big as
No,
he
but I'm
was.
not. No, of course, I'm not comparing like if Tio is Roy. I'm comparing the
No, but
style, the reason why, the
even with
reason.
James Toney and Shakur, real quick, James Toney didn't move around like Shakur does. James Toney was more. James Toney's actually better because James Toney trusts his defense. He'll stay in the pocket no matter if you can punch or not. You know what I'm saying? He didn't move around on his feet as much as Shakur, so I don't really see the comparisons. But I do get what you're saying. Tio's more dynamic. Tio's gonna have to throw punches and combinations because if he's throwing just one shot at a time, he's not gonna hit him. When Shakur's trying to catch punches, being defensive and careful, Tio got to throw punches and combinations up and down, and some punches will get through. He'll still rounds that way. And like I said, when he does that, when he gets a good shot off, that's when he got to step back and let Shakur come to him. Because once you get that good shot, you got to step back. Let the guy come to you. You're the champion. And then Tio can use his moves. See the same way what Devin did with Brian Norman, right? He beat him with his own weapon. He beat him with the hook. He outhooked the hooker. He caught him with the check left hook. Shakur likes to catch right-handed guys with that check right hook. Tio has a good check hook as well. He did it with everybody he fought damn near. He needs to use that on Shakur as well. When Shakur comes in with the southpaw stance, check hook him.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He got to look at a lot of things that Floyd did with Zan Judah as well. The shit that Shakur likes to do. He likes to put his lead hand to blind you and stick the straight to the body. Tio got to do all that. Punching combinations, have his defense sharp, mix him cutting off the ring, to mix that in with boxing and counter punching skills. He can't just go in there the way he
and that's
fought
what I
Jamaine
think.
Ortiz.
And that's what I think that if Shakur Stevenson wants a chance to win, not be victorious. If he, I'm sorry, if he wants a chance to win, not just to survive 12 rounds, he's going to have to do what Jamaine Ortiz told me, like I played it earlier. What could you have that's why I asked Jamaine Ortiz, what could you have done different in that fight? He said, take it to him. So as much as people believe that the fight with Jamaine Ortiz or Shakur, if Jamaine Ortiz performed like that, then Shakur beat him. Yeah, Shakur will have to take it at some point.
Your audio's breaking up.
To give himself a chance to win. He's couldn't win. They didn't take it to him. This is the pros. This ain't amateurs. And Shakur Stevenson still fights in an amateur setting, even though that he's winning some fights. But the fighters that he's fighting are truly flat-footed. These guys are predicted like if Teofimo Lopez is
You're absolutely right.
flat-footed fighter,
You're absolutely right, Punch. The guys that they all fought, right?
Savage in the building. What's good, Savage?
Shakur has fought guys that are all flat-footed guys. He's never fought anybody with legs, anybody that moves around. Tio, even though he didn't look spectacular in those fights, he has that experience. He's fought guys that got feet, that got legs, that move around. You never seen none of the other guys fight that type of style Tio did, bro. People are ignoring that. Tio has that experience. The same way people are making a big deal about Devin's experience over Brian Norman. Tio has experience over Shakur. Shakur's never he sparred with those guys. Don't get me wrong. He's been in with them as the amateurs because to be an Olympian, you got to see all styles. But in the pros, Shakur never been in there with that type of
Exactly.
style, that movement. And even the guys he's sparring with, Keyshawn and Bud Crawford, as great as Bud Crawford is, those guys can't emulate Tio like that. Tio's athleticism is superior to them as well.
Yo, hey, yo, they keep on bringing that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we've been humbled, all of us, the whole boxing world been humbled several times. We just analyzed that shit with Boots and Canelo. Oh shit, yo, the best guy to make Bud. What they do to an all-time great like Canelo Alvarez? Nothing. What did Bud Crawford? Bud Crawford was in training camp with Amir Khan when Amir Khan was heading to fight Kell Brook. What did it do to Amir Khan? It didn't help him. So at the end of the day, yeah, every fighter brings in a sparring partner to mimic those other fighters. Sean Porter, Sean Porter was sparring Kalen Plant, Gervonta Davis, Kid Austin, and Henry Cedeño Martinez leading up to the Bud Crawford fight. He got stopped. This man had world class. He bring in southpaw speed, power. He yo. He brought in Tank to prepare for Bud. Kalen Plant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And look how that turned out. And look how that turned out.
and look
Now,
how it turned out. It didn't help out one bit.
let me ask you a question. Even though we already expressed that, that doesn't make a difference as far as who's going to win. Who do you think Tio should bring he's training right now. Who do you think will be good sparring for him? Being that being they fight Shakur. Because I got a couple of guys in mind.
Well, I say this. In terms of footwork, I think he's in the right in the right region right now. I think he's in Vegas right now. I don't know if he's in Vegas or Cali. I know that Shakur is in Vegas. I think that Manny Pacquiao was training. Man, he's cool with Manny Pacquiao. I think that he'll probably be there for a few weeks. I'm just guessing. He's southpaw, could get a lot of knowledge off of him. But in terms of bringing in high profile young fighters, I think he should bring in mm, man.
You know who I like? That Puerto Rican fighter by the name of Gio Lopez, Gio La Roca. He kind of fights like Shakur a little bit, but he's more of a power puncher. He trains with Eddie Vinosa. If you ever watch him, he's built like Shakur. He throws his punches similar to like Shakur does, similar type movement and style, but more powerful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I gotta get out of here right now. And when I get out of here, my reception is gonna be bad, punch. So I don't want to fuck up your live with my bad audio.
All
Thank you
right,
for having me on the channel. Oh yeah, y'all can subscribe as well. Lone Nose Boxing. Punch. If you'll stay on, I'll probably jump on when I get home, bro.
all right, bro. One. Good looking at Lolo's boxing. Boxing talk with the $10 super chat says, yo, when De Los Santos used his athleticism, Kerr had no answer. Facts. It showed a lot. No one is giving away that Kerr beats Tio. You gotta have fast twitcho, like twitch muscles to beat Tio. Keyshawn Davis is much tougher fight for Teofimo Lopez. Yo, this is what it is. Boxing talk. You know what's gonna happen in every fight? There's buildup. The closer the fight gets, that's when people are doing their education. See, right now, The fight is not announced. People are just going off feelings and conversations and debates, but all the time, just like in every fight, the closer the fight gets, that's when people start doing their due diligence. That's when it gets real. Oh shit, okay, now I'm putting my money up. Now I'm really picking. Now I really gotta see. Now they do their studies and they're gonna see whatever I've been telling them throughout the years, and especially what I've been saying it throughout the days. They're gonna see like, yo, no, Tio is athletic. No, Tio doesn't stay there. No, Tio could move as well. No, Tio could be just a slick boxer if he wants. Tio could do the same thing that Shakur and Devin Haney does if he wants. Not take a lot of risk. Just go 12, play it safe, use his athleticism, triple the jab, quadruple the jab like he did with Barbosa. When Tio says that I'm going to box, I ain't going to go for the KO. It's easy. I'm going to get points. I'm just going to go with the point system. Tio wins easy. Easy. When Tio, in my opinion, when Tio, when he premeditates how a fight is going to go. Because remember, Tio is a fighter that he cares about performances. He cares about entertaining. He just don't care about winning. He cares how he's going to win. See, these fighters don't care how they're going to... Like, Devin Haney don't care how he's going to win. He want to win. He don't give a fuck if he's going to run versus Jose Ramirez. He don't care that he could hurt Brian Norman or Regis Prograis and still don't get him out. He's going to get the victory. The name of the game and for them is winning. For Shakur, is winning. You know what I'm saying? They come from the Mayweather mindset. I don't care. I'm going to win. Tio, if he wins, but he didn't perform, he don't like it. He's tight. He needs to entertain. That's who he is. He's a showman. So when Tio's downfall to me is when he premeditates how a fight is going to go. All right, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to, get the crowd going. I'm going to, what I'm saying? Just be entertaining. I think that's what happened with the Sandor Martin. It was, he put added pressure on himself. He that was the big room. He was headlining for the first time, and he was really wanting to impress. He wanted to put his Roy Jones Jr. hat on. You know what I'm saying? And Sandor Martin didn't present that because Sandor Martin truly don't fight like that. Look at Sandor Martin versus Mike Garcia. Look at Sandor Martin versus Puello. Teofimo Lopez does something to these guys, especially when he hit that straight right hand to the solar plex. It changes everything. Does Teofimo Lopez got this Mike Tyson knockout power? No, but does he got the type of power to make you switch up your game plan? Yes. That's the reason we never seen Jamaine Ortiz fight like that. I've been watching Jamaine Ortiz since the amateurs. Jamaine Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez fought in the amateurs in Reno. Jamaine Ortiz never fought like that. Go check Jamaine Ortiz versus Hearing, Jamaine Ortiz versus Loma, Jamaine Ortiz in the amateurs. But when he fought Teofimo Lopez, he was running. I was shocked. And Jamaine Ortiz is Dominican as well. Dominican, Puerto Rican. I want him. My guy is Teofimo Lopez, but I want him to perform respectfully. I was shocked. I was shocked the way he performed. Look at the new pound for pound list for ring. Do y'all agree with the new pound for pound list? They got Bud Crawford number 1, Usyk number 2, Owen number 3, Jesse Rodriguez number 4, Bam Rodriguez. They moved down Dmitry Bivol. Artur Beterbiev number 6, 7, Nakatani number 8, Shakur Stevenson pound for pound. We all know how Teofimo Lopez fight versus pound. Do you understand that Teofimo Lopez is going to be facing his third pound for pound fighter at the time he faces them? Tell me which fighter today has faced 3 pound for pound fighters at the time when they fought him. And people still hate Tia. People still hate Tia. Which fighter today has faced Three pound for pound fighters at the time when they fought them. They got Devin Haney number 10, number 9, David Benavidez. They snubbed Tio. As much as I like David Benavidez, I still can't put him on a pound for pound list. What has David Benavidez have accomplished? I would put David Benavidez on the pound for pound. He got pound for pound skills. I like the opponents that he's picked of late. But how can I snub a two-time lineal champion? See, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why the boxing world is creating a monster of Teofimo Lopez. I'm telling you, the boxing world is giving Teofimo Lopez every ammunition. Not on the pound for pound list. Everybody underdog once again. Look at the things that he's accomplished. Look at his resume. They snub him. These guys get paid more than him. Devin Haney reportedly got paid $12 million to face Brian Norman Jr. They was giving Teofimo Lopez $8 million to face Devin Haney. This is the reason why, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's pocket watching, but it's also not fair. Rolly Romero got paid more than Tio to fight Ryan. Ramirez got paid more than Tio to fight Devin. It's the disrespect. But you know what? That disrespect is what is creating a monster. Yo, Teofimo Lopez is gonna humble everybody from Turkey to Shakur's people to the pundits again. And me as a fan and me as a supporter of Tio, I like it. I like it. Because I know what this shit does to Tio. I know what it does. You guys are creating a monster. Thus more snub and pay. Snub and acknowledgement. Snub on the pound for pound list. Snub on the betting odds. It's like, I like it because you guys don't know what you're doing. You guys don't know what you're doing. Tio hears it all and sees it all. And when you hear and when you see a tweet that says out of service, man, this man is locked in like he's never been locked in before, bro. Tio is locked in. All I'm saying is, I dare y'all to bet against Tio. I dare y'all to bet against Tio. Because like I told y'all leading up to the Vasily Lomachenko fight, leading up to the Josh Taylor fight, and y'all and some of y'all doing the same mistake again. Nah, man, you gonna change, but T1. All right, okay. Do y'all film study, bro. Do y'all film study. But ladies and gentlemen, man, yo, man, I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. I'm not sure. I don't feel the holiday spirit. There's gonna be my first. It's gonna be my first Thanksgiving without the matriarch of my grandmother, woman that raised me, helped raise me and took me in, you know, in the pivotal time of my life. You know what I'm saying? Long story, but you know, very close. A person I had an extreme bond with. Person that got me, understood me, supported, never questioned, never downed me. You know, even at a time where people could have, you know, and when you lose that, a part of me is dead. Part of me died, man. For the past 6, 7 months, I've been trying to be more positive. So one thing I want to thank y'all, man. I want to thank people that support the channel. I want to thank the people that do that just engage. Creating boxing content has been like a blessing because, yo, that once I'm not creating content, It's unfortunate, but man, I've been on demon mode, been very unmotivated in terms of positivity. You know what I'm saying? But got kids too, so got always got to keep that type of confidence and motivation and inspiring myself to stay level headed. But that loss is a major blow. You know what I'm saying? But I thank this community. If Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so one thing that I really, truly, primarily do thank, outside of my kids, outside of my support system and stuff like that, is truly, um, you know, thanking this community. Rap Star Boxing Out is the voice of the UK London, bro. He says, smash that effing like. So yeah, man. So tomorrow is like, man, I don't know how. The closer it gets to Thanksgiving, the tougher it gets. Like, I'm not happy at all. Like, saying like I'm never gonna speak to her again. I'm never gonna have her cooking again. I'm never gonna have that laugh again. Uh, throwing jokes around. Like, it's gonna feel very weird, especially tomorrow. But nah, I want to thank y'all, man, for real. I don't know how. I don't think y'all understand. Um, I don't think y'all understand. Y'all motivate me in a way that I don't think y'all understand how. You know what I'm saying? And just in this channel, I like to be transparent because at the end of the day, in social media, a lot of people like to just post what looks cute, what they don't want to post the real shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think by saying real shit and posting real shit and being transparent of who you are, not only a boxing channel, but actually talk about, or the host, who I am, things, educate and be educated, things I overcome or things I'm struggling with, you know. Uh, So yeah, man, I want to thank y'all, man, for that, for real, bro. I was in a position. I put it this way: when she passed away, it was two routes I was taking. It was two routes. I'm like, you know what, man? I need therapy, man. I think it's time for therapy. All my life, how we men are. We try to shy away from therapy and shit like that. Come on, we too. It's not manly enough. What do you mean therapy, man? Just put your tie your bootstraps and be a man and all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I am. You know what I'm saying? No excuses. I like to take accountability for everything that has happened in my life, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that we need to teach each other in our coaches, accountability. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like to take accountability, but also, you know, um, talking to problem with men is that us men, we don't really talk to people. We don't have that brotherhood circle like women have that sister circle. We had to play this tough road that we always right, that we always good, that we always financially right, that we always emotionally intact, that we got to be the protector and the provider and always keep the structure strong, you know. But man, it was two ways. I'm like, yo, it's either therapy or rehab. 'Cause shit, when my grandmother passed away, man, I'm drinking every day, bro. Man, I'm even if I'm just taking a shot, even if I'm taking a shot, it became like water, bro. I wasn't even getting twisted no more. You know what I'm saying? When you drink a lot and you don't even get twisted no more, you're like, man, why the fuck am I drinking, man? My brother just smelled like alcohol, bro. And I said, you know what, man? I just can't check in. I just can't check in no 90 days shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I got. I'm the head of the house. I can't just. I don't got time to check in. That's why I remember, bro, when Jamonta Tank Davis said, we don't got time to go to therapy. He's scared to lose his killer instinct. I'm like, man, I can't check in on no rehab right now, man. You know what I'm saying? But Put it this way. Then I looked over for I checked the rehab that it says that, you know, in the morning you check in and you go for the whole day, every day, but then go back home. You know what I'm saying? So I said, all right, man. I the on the same day I went to a therapy session, and then I was going to check into this rehab, right? But I went live a couple of months ago. I went live, right? And I gotta give my brother Charles Edward Cheese credit. Guess so, I gotta give him credit. Because, and that's what I mean about challenging me in another way. So I was talking about weight, and I said, man, if I could make it to 207, if I rank 207, so guess so on the chat challenged me to lose weight, right? But in everybody's mind, it's just, you know, a challenge, just losing weight, right? But I'm gonna tell you how it could be motivating in a certain way. So I went to this therapy, and I said, right, I'm going to go to therapy. I spoke to a couple people, and I said, yo, I think I'm going to take this route. Yo, and I've been contemplating saying, yo, I want to go to rehab. Let me try this rehab stuff. It's not even about drinking every day, but also thinking about it every day. Even when I'm not drinking, I'm like, yo, all right, man, I'm setting my day up to go get a drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm setting my day up or my time to be like, okay, all right, I'm gonna watch this game. Let me go watch this game, Miss Nick game, go to the bar or whatever, and just watch the game. But of course, I'm gonna have a drink. You know what I'm saying? But if not, I'm thinking about, okay, if I didn't drink today, okay, I'm gonna drink tomorrow and stuff like that. Like, my mind is, even when I'm drinking, is set on drinking, right? So even if it's two drink, I'm not saying like getting twisted or nothing like that. But all right, so I was I left the therapy because in the therapy is just like right away. And I tried this twice in my life going to therapy. I tried anger management once years ago, and then this therapy, right? You know, just trying to get everything, every shit that off my chest that I had even growing up, childhood and everything. So I just right away, I'm like, I feel like I was talking to myself. Like, it's one thing, like, I know why I may need therapy. I'm not there trying to figure out, you figuring me. I just ain't feel, so I walked out. Bro. I walked out. Then I'm going to this rehab. I went to this rehab, and I said, okay, you have two types of rehab. The rehab is to stay in the facility and stuff like that for 30, 60, or 90 days, right? I'm like, yo, I can't stay away from my kids. I got a lot of responsibility. My son is in college. I have to, you know, put him through college and stuff like that. Finance is not where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? I can't take, I gotta work. I gotta work. I gotta, you know, create content. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be there for my kid, especially in college. I promise that I'm gonna, you know, get him through college. You know what I'm saying? So finance is tough. I'm tight. I can't take that time off, right? So they said, well, there's another way. You could go to rehab and come in the morning and throughout the day, but you could go back home and still, you know what I'm saying? It don't have to be a stay in rehab. So I went there one day. When I came out, I went for a jog. But I went live the day before. I went for a jog. But the day before we was live, and I said, and we was talking about the 207. When I went for a jog, bro, I had a conversation with myself like I was in rehab, right? I think it was a Thursday. Then the next day I didn't go. I had to do something and stuff like that. And I went for a jog again. And I had this conversation with myself. You know, when you jogging, I usually don't work out with music. I'm talking to myself. I'm jogging. I'm thinking about, you know, I'm just therapeutic. Another day, therapeutic. Jogging became a therapy. Not a way of me getting in shape. It was supposed to be me getting in shape, but I found myself really having a conversation with myself. going out the day. All right, this what happens. This how I dealt with things. This is what I fucked up in. This is what I need to take advantage of. These are the things I didn't take advantage of. This is what I gotta smarten up with. Did I spend enough time here? Did I do this? How did I ended up where I ended up at? Why? You know what I'm saying? So while I'm jogging, I'm losing weight, like of course, and I'm like, yo, guess so, and everybody in the chat, I'm down, I'm going to 207. But in all actuality, that challenging me is what took away me needing to go to the therapy, because me jogging was my therapy. Me, I'm like, all right, it's not really the drink that I have a problem with, it's the atmosphere. I like the bar atmosphere. All right, let me switch my drink up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, let me drink a little smarter. Let me drink vodka club instead of Long Island and beers and shots. Let me drink a tequila and club. Let me lighten up the drink at least. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't stopped drinking. I keep it real. I said, let me lighten up on the drink. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest, my drink is vodka club or tequila club. And then I don't find myself no twisting or nothing. I wake up in the morning, right again, I go run. Right? And I'm not gonna say this to people, no, you shouldn't drink. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying me. It's not about. I like to have casual. I like to watch sports. I like to watch NFL games and NBA games. I was watching the MLB playoffs and stuff like that. And boxing is just the atmosphere. I like hanging around with other. I'm a very sociable person. I like discussing sports and being in sports bar and just having a good time and talking sports and so. But then my therapy was running. My therapy is running, but at the same time is getting in shape. So that's why I say I'm blessed to even be challenged to get to 207, because now I'm not running for weight. I'm running for therapy. So when I want to have a conversation with God and I'm running, I'm having a great conversation with God. I'm having a great conversation. It's almost like scheduling your day. It's almost like so I never thought about therapy. I never thought about rehab. And when you get in shape, it forces you to look at what you eat and nutrition wise and stuff like that. So that's why I say that this community, I want to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all because you may not know you guys may not know, but you really have really inspired me and helped me out in ways and looked out for me in ways that you may not understand. And hit in the bag. You know what I'm saying? I'll run, I hit the bag, I'll do 3 rounds, I'll do 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm grateful for the channel. I'm grateful for everybody. Things ain't great. I do get my dog days, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm just getting better, you know what I'm saying? And pray for health, pray for me to be a better man, a greater father, health right, um, uh, finance better, security, you know what I'm saying? All that. Um, you know, your engagement is great. My son that's autistic have taught me a lot of patience, a lot of patience. You know what I'm saying? Um, he's been an inspiration to me a lot. My son in college, King, he's saved my life. Put it that way, saved my life. Um, and you guys truly, really have kept me motivated, man. Creating boxing content and y'all engaging really has motivated, man. So I want to thank y'all, man. I want to thank all y'all beautiful people, man. Love y'all, man. God first, everything second. Fight plus survive equals true champions. We're brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of the Most High. And the end of the day, it's all boxing. I don't know how in boxing community people create so much enemies. People create so much enemies just making off predictions and stuff like that. We just making predictions. When you got your pick, I got my pick. In the end of the day, these fighters don't give a damn. This is their career. This is their lives. We're just witnessing. We're just witnessing when they go to work. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like all fighters to get compensated very, very well. I support Teofimo Lopez not just as a fighter. I support Teofimo Lopez as a man, as and his family, his mother, his dad, who very inspirational story, man. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez Sr. I respect Shakur Stevenson. I respected both of these guys' journey. Teo's just my guy, and I feel like he's a better he's a better all around fighter. And I think the matchup he wins. But at the end of the day, boxing is short. You know, I'm still gonna be a fan of a support of his when his time is done. Or anybody I'm cool with. I've met good people in this boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? Nonito Donaire, Rachel, Ken Porter, my brother Demetrius Andre, you know, great brothers like my brother Rapstar Boxing Knowledge, other boxing content creators that they man cool. And I met some dudes that was fake as well. But yeah, man. But have a good day, y'all, man. I love y'all. God bless and on to the next.